Hello everyone, it's another round of Monday Motivation. This week we will be talking about another quote from a Stoic philosopher under the name of Seneca. Lately I've been listening about Stoicism, so that's why I've been picking up a lot of good quotes from it, and I think it's very helpful and very relatable at the same time. Who was Seneca? Seneca, a prominent Roman philosopher and playwright who published several essential works about Stoicism. He was the tutor and advisor of Emperor Nero, who later on ordered for his execution. Sad. Nero thought that Seneca was part of a plot of executing him, so iyang gi-order first to execute Seneca. Our theme for this week is about imagination. I actually researched how imagination works, but unfortunately, scientists haven't fully discovered how our imagination works. But we all know that everyone can imagine, and some are very caught up with our imagination that we forget how to connect it with our reality. There are good and bad side of imagination. The good part is it will give you new ideas. It helps you to create a solution for different problems, and it gives you hope once you envision or imagine how your life would turn out 5 years or 3 years from now, and it gives you the motivation to continue whatever you're doing. And as Albert Einstein so eloquently said, imagination is everything. It is the preview for life's coming attractions. Just like other things, imagination also has its bad side, which I think this is what Seneca is trying to talk about in this quotation. So the bad side of imagination is it stops you from doing what you want because you're imagining negative thoughts and how people would react. And most of the time when we imagine things, it doesn't go on the good side. Like how my mind works, it's more directed to negative stuff. I don't know why. So I'm very conscious on how I flip or how I try to turn negative emotions into positive ones. As Michael Strahan quotes, we are our own worst enemy. You doubt yourself more than anybody else ever will. If you can get past that, you can be successful. When we think of doing something, it's usually us who is stopping ourselves in doing what we want to do. I can relate to that actually. I've been throwing a lot of quotations already, so the quote for this week is, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," by Seneca. Maybe what Seneca was trying to tell us is if we deal more logically on our reality, though it's really hard sometimes, we have less suffering because we are logical. So if we find reasons on why things happen, how did it happen, then we have better understanding, and we have more way of, not really more way, we don't need a lot of ways, we just have to find a way which we are comfortable or we can get past through a certain circumstance in our life. And every person is different. That's why it's very important to know yourself and how to control your mind. To share with you, when I imagine things, it sounds so personal, but who cares? What I usually do is I imagine a beautiful place with so many flowers, and there's a child running around happily, and somehow it makes me feel good, and it takes me out from that negative emotion or negative thought that I was trying to eliminate. This imagination that we suffer from are normally came from the fear of being judged or being not good enough, and by not being experienced. Because if we know that we are good at something, I think we don't overthink things, and this overthinking normally is a best way to cripple your action. This suffering is actually like being dead before the killer pulls the trigger, and it's not something good. Though it's hard to keep a positive mind, it's a lot of work, which I'm also struggling, to be honest. I think it's worth the time and effort in keeping your mind away from imagining wrong scenarios that probably won't happen or have the slight chance of happening. Don't allow yourself to suffer from things that are not actually happening. Be mindful enough to recognize that your mind has its own way of creating things, but you can actually have a control of it, and it's very helpful to be conscious and aware when and how to stop this imagination so you can do more, live better, and enjoy the moment. Okay, so that's it for this week. I hope you survive this week with less negative thoughts and you just enjoy. God bless and bye-bye. So our theme for this week is about imagination. I don't think that will end up good.